In fact, this infobesity, information overload, has really created a lot of tension. In fact, in psychology, we call it, you get so inundated, it's called learned helplessness. You don't do anything because you're inundated. So we need these tools that can help us to be able to change our lives, to make sense of the world around us. From our perspective, we really need to democratize opportunity. In fact, that was my speech at the United Nations. Technology is a tool for peace. We need to go down through and make it so everybody's got access so we can make this world a little bit better place. Get used to it, master the prompts, think about things like multi-agent LLMs, where you're taking 12 to 15 large language models, and they're working as a team to solve very complex problems.
Hello, hello, hello. Today I host an extraordinary guest, award-winning serial entrepreneur and investor who built 17 companies, 2 unicorns, and had successful IPOs. Gary was on the original management team of ClickSoftware that recently was sold to SalesForce for $1.35 billion. And he was a co-founder of the award-winning AI company Yva.ai, recently acquired by Visier. He has over 30 years of business experience and is currently the CEO and president of one of the leading accelerators in Silicon Valley, GSD Venture Studios. GSD is a Silicon Valley-based accelerator that takes operational role in companies and uses its very vast global network and experience to help companies to maximize their opportunities. Gary was recently named as one of the top 10 global AI executives and is an international speaker and author of over 180 papers. Today we are going to discuss maybe not exactly business side of him, but mostly about his personality. And we will talk about his recent book, Mastering Generative AI, a game changer for Fortune 500 companies. Please meet Gary Fowler. Hello, Gary. Yeah, hello. Good to see you.
Good to see you, my friend.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, actually. I'm down in my house. I came from California. I'm down in my house in Palm Beach for a week, so it's kind of nice to be here, although it's a little bit cold. It's California weather right now here.
Yeah, that's strange. Very interesting. I saw you participating in a recent unicorn pitch in California, in San Francisco. That's amazing. I heard a lot of interesting pitches there.
Yeah, They've done. It was quite interesting because they now have a facility that they're using in Palo Alto, and the kind of companies that were there. It was kind of interesting. It's the first time I've seen Greek startups. Actually, so there was a contingent of Greek startups, but there was an incredible amount of generative AI startups. And so, as you know, Leon, our world's dramatically shifting. And these companies that this group, Unicorn, Alexander Soroka, is bringing in is just incredible. He's doing a great job.
That's amazing. So, as I see you move slowly to become not only businessman, not only mentor, not only teacher, but you are going to become some influencer and thinker in the generative AI space. So that's why you wrote Mastering Generative AI book. Could you tell me a little bit about this book and what really drives you to write something about AI and about your experience?
Well, I mean, for a couple reasons. One is you look at it, we're all in a state of infobesity. The problem is whether it's a corporation or an individual, we've got too much data around us. In fact, this infobesity, information overload, has really created a lot of tension. In fact, in psychology, we call it, you get so inundated, it's called learned helplessness. You don't do anything because you're inundated. So we need these tools that can help us to be able to change our lives, to make sense of the world around us. So these new next generation tools, kind of like your grandmother, Leon, that give you guidance, care about you, and love you, are going to be out there to be able to help us. So corporations need them to make better decisions and to be able to optimize their decisions, and also autonomously make those decisions for us. As individuals, think about it. In Leon's world, you got about 300,000 items in your personal cloud. Leon, the entire web in 1996 was 257,000 websites. You, Leon, have more information in your personal cloud than the entire web. The problem is Leon's world is following the same trajectory. By that, I mean doubling every year. In 5 years with Internet of Things, you're going to have 10 million items. How many times in the last 2 weeks has somebody said, Leon, I sent you a message. Did you get it? Where did you send it? I sent it to your email, or I sent it to Telegram or WhatsApp or LinkedIn. When did you send it? I sent it 2 days ago. Let me check. I think it was your email. So you look through your 5 to 7 emails and you look and you say, I can't find it. Will you send it again? So this challenge we have, we believe that there are going to be two classes of society, the people that know data and the people that don't. And there's going to be a wide spread in terms of income levels, because the people that understand the data are going to have superpowers, kind of like Nikola Tesla on steroids, where they can make decisions faster than the other group, where they can get down through and optimize their wealth, where they can do things at a flick of a button that could never be done before. So from our perspective, we really need to democratize opportunity. In fact, that was my speech at the United Nations. Technology is a tool for peace. We need to go down through and make it so everybody's got access so we can make this world a little bit better place. Leon, we got a lot of challenges in front of us. We've got global warming. We've got the challenges with war on 200 fronts right now, conflicts taking place. We got to learn how to live together. It's not easy, right? It's not easy. But if we have the compassion from the inside and try to understand who we are and what we do, maybe we can make this world better. And if we don't do it, nothing good's going to happen. Look at the climate change. The meridional shift that could happen as early as 2025 with the Atlantic current could decrease temperatures in the U.S. and Europe by 15 degrees Fahrenheit over a 10-year period of time. The last time that happened, Leon, was 12,000 years ago during the Ice Age. Now imagine, 15 degrees, 10 years. That means the food supply is going to be impacted. We need these tools, this generative AI, to help us make sense of this data. So we need things like increasing crop yield, new locations to be able to grow, hydroponics, all kinds of things. So from my standpoint, it's not that we can afford not to use generative AI. We must use it to be able to help us live better lives, live longer, live better quality of lives, and live healthier lives.
Yeah, thank you. Very interesting. I would like to talk about democratization, one of the influence impact of AI on our world. So AI, what actually AI does, it just shifts all average capabilities of humanity on the new level. And somebody in new average, so somebody who is behind of this movement, stay behind for a long time. So he cannot even, sometimes he will not able to catch up all the new stuff. So if we shift all the average to the new level, maybe it will create some new problems, new complexities, and even make a bigger gap between people who cannot use AI and do not want to use AI, do not want using AI, and people who actually employ AI everywhere in their job, in their life, and make, I would say, quantum leap in all what they are doing. So what do you think about it?
I mean, the thing is, the disparity is going to be the gap's going to be a lot wider. And my thing is, nothing good is going to happen if we have a wide gap like that. You're going to see wars, you're going to see all kinds of nefarious situations occur. And the other thing, we need to make it fair. You're right. On one side of it, we're going to have these superpowers, right? So the people that understand how to use it are going to be able to have, and it's already started, by the way. It's already started. It's not like if it's going to start, it has started. And it's already, the gaps are widening. You can take massive amount of information and make decisions. Now imagine having those decisions made autonomously, right? On behalf of Leon, you're out there making decisions, whether it's for your wealth or your health care or whatever, for you autonomously. That's going to change things. So our job, we've got 1.4 billion people in Africa, for instance, 1.48 billion people in 54 countries. My thing is, we need to democratize the opportunity. If you got these cultures that are growing very quickly, you've got the population increasing, we got to go down through and use it and educate people. The challenges that we've had in the Western world, Leon, where we can abuse our resources, those days are gone. We need to go down through and not pollute. We need to go down through and figure out how we can help each other live longer, right? We got to share information, collaborate. So as a collective, as a humanity, we can make these better decisions. My fear is that we don't do that and that some groups have unfair advantage. We can't have that. It's just not the right thing to do. Look at this. In the Milky Way galaxy, there are 100 billion Earth-like planets estimated in the Milky Way galaxy. It's estimated now there are 2.2 trillion galaxies in the universe. My friends that are astronauts that have gone up to the International Space Station tell me you understand humanity when you've gone up and looked at the little tiny Earth and all the other planets that are around us. There's so many wonderful things. And, at some point in time, we're going to start exploring space, whether it's through wormholes or traveling to Mars for that year trip. But this wonderful planet that we have, I don't know about you, Leon, but when I look at Mars and I see it, I think Death Valley's bad. This is like Death Valley on steroids. It's not a place where I would want to be. But at the same time, we're going to have to start looking beyond. Remember, there's 100 billion Earth-like planets just in the Milky Way. By that, I mean they're close enough to a star they could sustain life. So why not go out and let's figure out, as humanity, work together to look at other places where we can live. But if there are aliens out there and they came down and saw us and saw these conflicts, I don't know if I'd want to come to the Earth. I mean, I wouldn't want to land here and try to deal with these people. I would, they hurt each other and kill each other. It just makes no sense. We got to reach across the aisle. That was my speech, to reach across the aisle and use these technologies to help us make these better decisions.
That's amazing. So how to transform Death Valley in Silicon Valley? This is our next passion and next goal, right?
Well, I mean, at some point in time, we're going to have to do it because the lessons that we're going to learn from space travel, we're going to have to apply here because we're not going to have enough land. Yeah. I mean, think about it. The population of the Earth, 8.1 billion, estimated to be 13 billion by the end of this century. Then take it out another century where it's going to double, 26 billion. Now you figure out there's going to be a lot less land and a lot more people to occupy it. So we better figure out how to use, we get our oxygen from trees, right? How we can plant more trees and be more efficient instead of cutting them down and yet have a lot of land. We're going to have to start, growing vertically.
Right, and it requires a lot of innovation. And one of the chapters of your book is all about harnessing the power of generative AI for innovation.
Exactly. I mean, it's nice to have those superpowers for things like drug discovery. Look at the possibilities, right? Look at what's happening already. Since COVID, when they started using quantum computers and generative AI to get out through and help make decisions. Now it's going to be on steroids. There are going to be so many different things that come out so quickly to help us because we don't have to have the lab time I remember I was on the panel at the beginning of COVID. I don't know why they asked me, to be honest with you. Like they said, can you come in and talk about AI? And I remember there was a whole group of scientists there, double PhDs, MD PhDs, and they came up to me and they said, can you tell me how we can, what do you think we can do? This is the beginning of COVID. It was one of the working groups. I said, well, I don't know. It seems to me that how long does it take to develop a drug? 12 years to get it approved. How long was the Spanish flu of 1918, the closest relative of COVID? How long? 4 years it decimated the world. Do you think we have enough time? I mean, I was just pretty simple, right? We got to get out through. There are cures that are going to come out for things like cancer. It's already started. Cancer. You see some of these weight loss medications that are out there like Ozempic and Wegovy. Incredible technologies are going to help us live to our targeted age of 150. Better quality lives, longer lives, healthier lives.
Yeah, so as I understand, this is currently your passion. And even following your passion, I know you became co-founder or co-founded several companies this year in AI space. Could you tell a little bit more about these amazing companies?
Yeah, so we have Runday, which is an incredible company. In fact, they just won the unicorn battle out in California. Runday has evolved from just doing multi-calendar scheduling to develop the most incredible technology to be able to help in, I shouldn't say because there's a big announcement in 2 weeks, but let's just say to be able to help us make decisions a lot faster and to be able to give us information at our fingertips. Think about it. Simple things. Imagine having an assistant that can come in and you're going on to a website and you need to have information that's got fences around it directly about, for instance, a particular drug, and to go down through and give you guidance on how to be able to use it, who are some of the resources that you have available to you in a human-like way with a human-like avatar talking to you, didactically, right? So a real conversation. Those kind of things are going to help bring humanity to the technology.
Yeah. You know, in a recent speech by Yuval Harari, he mentioned about the risks and challenges that AI agent just pose for humanity. What do you think about this side of artificial intelligence, and how you plan and you think we can somehow overcome or alleviate this impact?
Well, I mean, you kind of I look at it like this, Len. If you have a kid and you don't train your kid the right way, they can do all kinds of things that aren't good. So if you give them guidance and train them the right way, you can get down through. Not saying all the time, but most of the time, they'll do the right thing. Part of the challenge we have is to bring empathy and compassion into these models so it understands. Because if you have a pragmatic model, imagine if that pragmatic AI looked at humanity. You know, with the wasting the resources, the kind of things we do, nothing good would happen. So we better go down through and put emotion and compassion, empathy and compassion in it. And also to be able to do things and reduce bias, right? Using things like multi-agent models. And if we do that, you know, the probability of being successful is a lot higher. And to develop the right kind of AI, you're right. If we don't do that, nothing good's going to happen. I mean, if we do that, I mean, think about the power that's already happened in 1 year from ChatGPT. People's lives have already changed. Anybody can go down through and do, to write copy. People can go out through and look at information they've never been able to fathom before in a very hyper-personalized way. So having that information at fingertips changes things, right? Exact information for the exact time about the exact topic.
And again, even here, we just, what I see some difference between people who just consume AI, and this is, you can see everywhere. You just read the paper and you get used to some words like tapestry, dive or something like this, that usually GPT words. And some people use these just like creative seed to continue to create by themselves and use AI like their editor, like their companion on developing something new. So these are two different positions with AI, how to work with AI. Even for me, I improved very much my writing skills. And sometimes I can write even without AI, and I ask AI to check it. And every time AI adds less and less and find less and less mistakes. So it helps me to learn, to grow.
You're learning and growing, but the good news is anybody can have those superpowers because you can put it in there and they can go down through and learn to grow too. So, and it doesn't, I remember a couple of weeks ago, just for the heck of it, I said, write me a poem in the style of Pablo Neruda about love and do it in English. And it actually went through in the style of Pablo Neruda and wrote a poem. And I couldn't believe it, actually. It was really good. And so these kind of technologies that are out there, imagine any kind of language to be able to do things across it breaks down cultural barriers. It breaks down walls that are between us. And it helps us to learn faster. Because now it's not about, well, I remember in the old days, you got a lot of books behind you there, but I remember we used to have encyclopedias, and you would pull the encyclopedias up. Now the situation at a fingertip, you can have all the knowledge of the world.
Yes, exactly. Interesting. I tried different styles of writing. In marketing, for example, I asked to write in style of Seth Godin or somebody else. And that's amazing because if you read all these books, it's very difficult to identify the difference. You see the difference, but you cannot explain it. And ChatGPT gives you full explanation and even gap between writing styles and which style is better for which situation. That's really amazing. So what do you think about, and this is a part of your book actually, how big companies today approach to AI? Why I ask it? Because this year, after the years of layoff, companies like Google and Meta, they had a lot of layoff. And people thought that this year it will continue because AI should replace developers, replace somebody else. So, but in opposite, there are some signs and signals that they start to hire people again. So how to explain this paradox?
I mean, the paradox is because what happens is the AI creates more opportunities for the companies where they need more humans to be the interface. So it's actually creating opportunities. It's not about replacing, it's enhancing. And so we forget about it, right? It's not, we're so concerned about protecting our jobs that we forget to look for the opportunities. The key is to look for the opportunities. Look for the light, look for the positive impact it's going to have. And so the companies that use it wisely, they're going to have these superpowers to be able to build their businesses like they've never been able to do before. Small to medium businesses are going to be able to compete on a global level with larger companies because they got the power at their fingertips. The key is, use it wisely and get into it as fast as you can. So the adoption needs to be now. It can't be, if you wait 3 to 5 years, I talk about companies going out of business. They don't have time. And it's going to, the rate of change, what used to take 50 years to happen, could happen in days, weeks, or months now. It's going to change things. Use the technology. If you haven't, for all the companies out there that are listening to your podcast, use the technology, get used to it, master the prompts. Think about things like multi-agent LLMs, where you're taking 12 to 15 large language models, and they're working as a team to solve very complex problems. Why? Because Llama's got incredible mathematical capabilities. ChatGPT, as a director, could run a project. We just did it recently. We have 13 to 15 of them at a time, working on challenges and problems together. So you can do it, 100 to 1,000 times faster at a third of the cost.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what happens. So that's interesting. Even some startups in my portfolio, when I ask, how are you doing marketing? They said, okay, well, outsource to some companies who generate some sequence of mails. I asked, why? You have AI tools today that could generate immediately, I don't know, for $20 per month. Why you are paying $150 for any meeting they do for you? So even startups, even young people still don't know how to manage AI because they're busy with their own thing and they don't think about, how to manage new technologies. And this is where we can help, like mentors and teachers and co-founders as well. Gary, thank you very much. If you have some anything to add into this amazing interview, please.
Yeah, sure. For each of us out there, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is an opportunity to be able to change humanity, to change our lives, to do something extraordinary that we've never been able to do before. Reach out and grasp the technology. Use it to be able to make this world a bit better place, where it democratizes the opportunity for all of us. Use it to be able to enhance your lives. Use it to be able to make your lives better. Don't wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. Go out today, jump on it, look at it, learn, because if you do that, your lives will change, your company will change, and the opportunities and the horizons will brighten up for each and every one of us. Stay happy, stay safe, and stay healthy. You're welcome to reach out to me. You can get me on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. Or you can check out the podcasts and the articles. We've written about 300 articles now over the last 5. And so check them out. We're happy to do this. Leon, you're doing an incredible job. Let's make this world a better place, and let's do it now rather than later.
Thank you. This is our real mission. Thank you very much, Gary, and see you soon again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.